one thing you can notice on this map, that center of low pressure is actually sitting right there. You can see as that dry air wraps around, leaving the moisture to the north. But here's the thing, in Sioux City, we're only talking an inch of snow or less. We'll be a little bit on the gusty side, so watch those kilts out there because it's going to be just a little bit breezy. Now, anywhere from Estherville further south towards Storm Lake and even down toward Denison, that's where we could see an isolated severe storm or two going into the afternoon tomorrow. And definitely don't forget about your pets this weekend, as it's going to get really cold outside, some maybe even too cold for animals. That same system bringing the flurries today will bring snow on the backside as that system moves to the south. Northerly winds are really going to pick up Friday night into Saturday. We're the lucky ones. We get them and it's not even 6 o'clock in the morning.
Spread the wealth, you know what I'm saying? Expect to see most of the ice accretion over the next couple of days.
Right, we've been talking about pretty much a line from Norfolk to Wayne to Sioux City to Spencer and Estherville, and then anything south and east of that line is pretty much where we're expecting anywhere, well, about a quarter of an inch of ice to maybe even places higher to maybe even a third of an inch of ice.
Your first look with meteorologist Lynnette Grant.
We've been talking about it for days, and Lynnette, it's finally here.
It is finally here. The freezing rain is beginning to make its way through Siouxland. In fact, if we take a look at that radar right now, we can see where that freezing rain is coming. It's mostly through southern Siouxland right now. So towns like Neely is seeing that freezing rain, as well as Norfolk and Madison. And with that, we're going to be seeing those freezing rain probably continuing, especially as we go further to the north. I want to take a look and pretty much show you where we're seeing that freezing rain continuing. So moving toward the east, we see Wayne is seeing that freezing rain, then Winnebago, West Point getting in on that freezing rain as well. Let's take a look at where we're looking in Iowa. Now with that freezing rain, again, we're looking probably Smithland, Ottawa, Denison, maybe seeing even a little bit of mixed precip. Ida Grove getting in on that freezing rain just pretty much right now as well. That's pretty much going to be the story as we go through the next few hours. Winter weather advisory in place for our South Dakota counties and far northwest Iowa counties. Winter storm warning in Nebraska. That's because we're going to be looking at ice as well as a little bit more snow. But the big concern is this ice storm warning for a lot of our Iowa counties. With that, that's where we are pretty confident that we'll be seeing higher than a quarter inch of ice going through the day tomorrow into very early Tuesday morning. So what to expect with this storm? Icing is the key concern and key impact with this storm. Not really snow, it's more going to be the ice. So if you've already gotten inside for the night, stay inside. We advise you not to go anywhere tomorrow because it's just going to be very messy with those roads tomorrow, potentially even dangerous with that quarter inch of ice from that freezing rain. We're even going to be looking at snow moving in Monday during the afternoon. So with that, it's just going to be very messy going into our forecast. Our Skywatch camera in Morningside, sponsored by Wheelock and Bursig General Dentistry, shows us pretty clear conditions or dry conditions, not many people out on the roads, and that's good because we're advising you if you just stay inside, not really travel because that's just going to create problems as we go, especially into tomorrow. Cloud cover over Sioux City right now and a temperature of 32 degrees. That temperature of 32 degrees is key going into the overnight hours because that's why we're going to be seeing that freezing rain and then later into tomorrow, that chance for that snow, but that's when those temperatures cool off a little bit. Now here's a look at our current satellite and radar. We see that wide area of freezing rain expanding all through Nebraska, now moving into Iowa, and this freezing rain is just continuing to move off to the north. So in the next few hours, we're going to be seeing that freezing rain moving into Sioux City and moving into northern portions of Siouxland. So here's that freezing rain that we're looking at right now. Going through the overnight hours, you notice it's going to be very spotty. We're not looking at complete coverage through the overnight hours. That's more so going to be in the afternoon. I think that's when a lot of us are going to get in on more of that freezing rain. But if you look off to our west in Nebraska, that's where that snow is starting to mix in. Now with that, that's why we are seeing a winter storm warning for a lot of our Nebraska counties. But then going into the evening, as temperatures cool, that's when everybody could get in on a little bit of snow. But if you see, everything clears out by very early Tuesday morning. So this is just going to be a one-day deal with this system. In terms of ice, we've been talking about those ice accumulations. We're thinking a line from Norfolk to Sioux City all the way up to Spencer and Estherville. That's pretty much going to be the dividing line between where we see a quarter inch of ice to the south of that line with lesser amounts to the north. However, in Nebraska, despite there not being much ice, that's where we're anticipating more snow. So taking a look here, we see pretty much 1 to 2 inches of snow for where there's going to be less ice. But then in Iowa, that's where we see lesser snow amounts because, again, that's pretty much just going to be all ice. In terms of that forecast tonight, that freezing rain does begin. Those temperatures are going to hover around 26 degrees, so we're really not going to change very much going into the overnight hours. It's tomorrow that we'll see those temperatures around 33 degrees, that freezing rain early and then changing to all snow by the time we get into the evening hours. Though that system's only going to last pretty much a day, we'll see those temperatures around freezing for Tuesday before those temps do warm back up going into the weekend.